Welcome back, boys. Today is a cold approach 101 video, and I'm going to tell you exactly what not to do on the cold approach. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, a cold approach is when you go and approach a woman that you do not know. You've never met her before, and you're basically shooting your shot. You're going over there, you're saying, hey honey, you want to come with me? You're trying to give a number, you're trying to get a number, you're trying to secure a date, you're trying to go out with a beautiful woman. Now, I've done a fair few cold approaches. I'm actually in the middle of making a video, 20 cold approaches in a row, to show you boys the best ways to cold approach, to show you the results that I get. And on this journey, there's a few things that I've discovered, which is the reason I'm making this video today. So let's get into the things that you should not do on the cold approach. The things that will ruin your chances, make her think you're weird, make her think you're creepy, and give you very bad rejections that are basically gonna hurt. Number one, try not to cold approach if your breath smells like shit. Because obviously when you talk to someone and they smell poo, they don't want to talk to you very much. Same if you go over to somebody and you smell like onions, you've been drinking for a couple of days, you've had a few kebabs, you stink of onions, you haven't shaved, you're dressed, you're covered in ketchup. Why would that girl want to talk to you? First impressions matter. She's going to look at you, she's going to smell you, and she's going to think, fuck me, get away from me. Do not talk to me anymore. A lot of the bad reactions I've seen from cold approaches is guys that have no concern over their appearance. They have not made an effort, they don't smell good, and the girl's repulsed by them. So, number one, boys, get the basics down. Have a mint before you approach, wear some nice perfume, some good cologne. Issey Miyake is a good one, top tip. Issey Miyake, it's a decent cologne, nice and cheap, but smells very, very good, very popular with the ladies. Wear some nice clothes, make sure there's no food stains on there, make sure they're ironed, make sure you're looking good, you're not scruffy, and just have your general appearance looking nice. When I see a hot girl walk by, and then I get the whiff of her perfume, it makes me like her about 10 to 15% more if that's a nice perfume. And I'll go and I'll be like, oh wow, she was super hot. Not only that, but she smelled amazing. I want to be in her presence. She smells really good. Now, I believe the same thing applies to women. If you go and approach, your breath smells amazing, your cologne smells amazing, she's smelling it from where she's standing, she's going to want to stand closer to you, she's going to want to be around you and talk to you, she's not going to be trying to get away. Whereas if you stink, first thing she's going to do, try and run away. So number one, boys, get the basics down, no scruffiness, no bad breath, brush your teeth, fucking have mints, no BO. Number two, this one I call the drive-by cold approach. It's what happens when guys get particularly nervous, when they see a really hot girl, they want to go and say hello, they totally forget how to act like a human, and they do the drive-by cold approach. So that might go something a little bit like this. Oh my God, yeah, nice to meet you, you look amazing, you're beautiful, you want to go on a date with me? They get all their words out in about 2 seconds. They fire them out, just this aggressive speech of nonsense. She's barely looked up from what she was doing, and you've already said she's beautiful, you want to take her on a date, can you have a number? And she's not registered any of it. Now, this is going to scare women. If somebody came up to you and just started shouting at you, you'd be like, what the fuck's going on? What did you say? Slow down, relax. When you go over for the approach, boys, you've got to be relaxed. You've got to take a step back. You might think you're speaking slowly, you're probably still speaking too fast, so take another 50% off it. When you go and approach a girl, say hello, say excuse me, get her attention, get her looking at you, then say what you want to say, then tell her she's beautiful, then ask for the number, then give your number. But make sure she's looking at you, make sure you've got the attention. Don't do a drive-by, it's just going to be awkward, she's not going to hear what you said, you're probably going to get turned down, and she's going to think you're weird. So no more drive-by cold approaches. Number three, don't approach girls in the gym or at work when they are in the middle of doing something, because you're just amplifying your chances of getting shot down. If you go over to a girl, she's in the middle of a heavy gym session, she's drenched in sweat, she's obviously working out hard, do not tell her to take her headphones off, do not try and speak to her then. You are only going to annoy her. So even if she did like you, she's still going to find you annoying. She doesn't want to speak to you then. What I would recommend you do, wait until you see her resting. Wait until you see she's bored. She's walking around, she's playing on her phone, she's not in the middle of a set. If she's training hard, leave her to it. You'll probably catch her at another point by the water fountain, you'll catch her on the way into the gym. There's no need to go and interrupt women when they're in the middle of something to go and do your cold approach, because it's just going to mean you're more likely to get shot down rather than get a good response that you actually want. Number four, this is one a lot of guys in the dating community are going to disagree with, but I think it works best. When you go and do a cold approach, speak to a woman, introduce yourself, leave your number or leave your Instagram with her. The reason why I think this works is because you have already shown her that you're interested. You have approached, you've maybe given her a compliment, you've asked her how she is, and then you've asked if you can give your number, or you've asked if you can give your Instagram. This has shown her very clearly that you are interested in seeing her again. You can even tell her, if you're interested, message me and we can go out. What I like to do is leave the ball in their court. That way, when you approach quite a few women, you're not always chasing up with girls that were not interested, that gave you the number to get rid of you. And also, it's nice for the woman. You don't seem needy. You don't seem like a needy guy. You're saying, look, I think you're attractive. You seem like a nice girl. If you're interested in me as well, I'd love to take you for a drink. She can now think to herself, okay, if I want to see that guy again, that charming, handsome guy that came and spoke to me in the shops, I'm going to have to show some interest in him by messaging you. There's plenty of girls out there. If you're a man that's on your self-improvement, if you've got good things going on in your life, if you're looking well, if you've got a nice body, you do not need to be chasing girls that are not interested in you. The best relationships, the best dates that you go on are going to be when the girl has said yes, she's shown some interest in you, she's responded to you back, and you know it's a person that's actually worth your time, worth pursuing. And finally, rule number 5, boys, don't do all your cold approaching in the club or in the bar. Although you will get good success, there's a lot of competition in the bars and clubs. There's a lot of guys that are going out drinking, they've got fake confidence, and these girls will probably have been chatted up or talked to by some drunk guy about 4 or 5 times. So when she meets you in the club, she's instantly going to think, oh, this is just some other drunk guy. He'd happily talk to any other girl. It shows a lot more confidence when you can approach her in broad daylight, when you can approach her in the shops, when you can approach her in the gym. That is going to show more confidence. It's going to pull you away from the crowd. It's going to allow you to get more success in terms of lining up dates after that. Now, of course, if you're in the club, you want to get girls, go and talk to as many women as possible. That's still fun, boys. But make sure you also do some in the daytime as well, some in restaurants, some when you're out and about. Because if you're not, you're missing out on a big market. You're missing out on a good chance to separate yourself from the crowd. Nowadays, a lot of guys are very shy. They're suffering from low testosterone. They can only talk to girls on Tinder. They can only talk to girls on Instagram or Bumble. They don't know how to go and interact with girls in day-to-day life, to actually go and ask a girl out in person to give them a compliment. So when you do that, boys, when you get it mastered, when you follow those tricks, you'll find a higher quality woman, and you'll be much more likely to get a response from that woman, to go on a good date and start a decent relationship or a decent hookup if that's what you're looking for. If you need any more help with this stuff, if you feel too shy to go and cold approach a girl, go and check out my course below, Triple Your Testosterone. It might be a low testosterone issue. Find out how I triple my testosterone naturally using just supplements, diet and training. You'll also join the Gorilla Tribe, which is 700 guys all on self-improvement. Drop your troubles, your questions, your queries in there. I'll happily help you through them. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope this has helped you, and I'll see you on the next one. Whoop-a, whoop-a!